being here with us. We've got Kurt Mortensen in the house. He is going to be talking about how to make more money with your small business. This is a wonderful product and book that was created by Steve and Betty Gibson. They have been extremely successful as business people. Now they're giving back. You're going to learn, earn, and return your whole life. Learn, earn, and return. But different times of your life, you have more time. You've learned a lot. Now we're going to keep compounding that, but now we're going to start earning a lot. And then it's going to be a point where you're going to start returning, because guess what? When you die, you don't get to take it with you. You can give your kids some of that money. You're not going to give it all to them. Give them a chunk, but not a big chunk. But you want to give them how to play the game. That's more important than the chunk. Now, Steve and Betty Gibson are the co-founders of the Academy for Creative Enterprise, which is a great, great organization. And they got 735 chapters all over the world, and they work with people, helping them with their small businesses. And the big difference between what we do and what they do is that we deliver our materials online. That's our big way to do it, because we want to be able to be everywhere. And they do it face-to-face, toe-to-toe. So they have 735 chapters. So once you go to the successmoneyfoundation.org site, then you go to the courses and go down to the very bottom where it says next step. Because what's your next step? Your next step is probably to get involved with some organizations that are doing this face-to-face. There's all kinds of wonderful organizations that we love that we want to invite you to be part of. That's part of what we do. So I've got Kurt Mortensen in the house. We are on chapter 12 of the Making More Money with Your Small Business. That is one of the products that Steve and Betty Gibson have created for us. Steve is a wonderful guy. And so Kurt, if you're in the house, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to let you take it from here. Kurt, hello there. There he is right there. Hey, Kurt.
Module 12. We're going to learn some things today about creating family prosperity, creating jobs when they don't exist. You think they don't exist. Things you can do right now to take care of your current family, your future family, your posterity. Good things, good tools. These are the rules. These are the rules to follow to be successful. That's why this was created for you to do this. And once you learn it, we want you to teach other people how to do it. That's what we're working on. Hopefully have everything either printed out or digital, or somehow some place to take notes. That's going to be the key, because what we're going to focus on today in this final module is how can my business bless my family now and in the future? Because remember, this is like planting money trees. It takes a while to nurture, plant, grow, fertilizer, water, whatever you need to do. But once you have that money tree of this business, it's not only good for you, but your future posterity and your family. So let's go over a few of these things that we're going to be talking about today. The first one, are the rewards for owning my own business worth the added stress and pressure that are part of everyday life? How could I involve my family members in my business activities? What can I do to ensure that my temporal success will increase, not detract from the spiritual stability of my family? How could I ensure that my family's temporal success will continue for generations? So that was on page 85, just big picture. We're talking about ways to integrate family, ways to build this in a big way, questions to think about now. Well, I will when my business gets big. No, these are things to think about now, so you can kind of change direction. You can mold things in the right direction for your family. Things are done right. Rules are set. That's a critical thing we'll be talking about. Continuing on 85, main ideas to learn. If you work for 3 to 5 years like no one else, you can live the rest of your life like no one else. Your business must never replace your family as the most important thing in your life. The business is there to serve your family's needs, not the other way around. Breaking the chains of family power by growing a business will bless generations. A stable business can become a family asset and can generate money for children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. So this is big picture, growing a little bit at a time. It might just seem like this big goal way out there, but a little bit at a time you can do this. Like it says, if you can just spend a little time every week and put it in there and work hard, then you can live like no one else. I've said it before, you want to spend a day at the beach or own a piece of the beach. Those are two different routes, two different directions. Let's continue on 85. As you reach the end of this workbook, let's take a look back at the central question this curriculum addresses. How can I lift my family from poverty to prosperity? By now you know the answer. Learn some fundamental business principles, start an income generating activity, and work on it until it becomes a full-fledged successful business. No matter where you are in the path, we hope you feel like you've at least begun the journey toward an abundant life. There are a few parting words of advice and encouragement. And that's the key. A little bit here, a little bit there. This is not a sprint where you run as fast as you can. This is a marathon. You pace yourself. You do what you can. Free up some extra hours. We've talked about time management, ways to do that. This is a journey. It's not just one and done. This is a journey that we're taking together that we can help each other out. You can help other people out. That's the key. Most humans want it done yesterday, done today, done last hour, but it takes a while. Those that are successful and wealthy always plot the slow and steady course. And when you're on the right course and doing the right things start to speed up for you, and that's going to be our goal. Continue on 85. Initial sacrifices lead to long-term prosperity. You probably discovered for yourself that during the early months and years of your business, you just make many sacrifices. You may arrive at work in the early hours of the morning and leave late at night. You probably think about and work in your business all day and work at your business at night. At times you may think you are working very hard and not receiving much benefit. Stresses have likely accumulated in your life and the lives of your family members. However, it is this point in time that you must remember the saying, if I work for 3 to 5 years like no one else, then I can live the rest of my life like no one else. So answer there in your workbook, explain what you're willing to sacrifice now so that you can live the life that you want to live in the future. That comes back to the visualization, designing your life, knowing what you want, knowing that it's frustrating. You're building the foundation, and sometimes when you're building a big building, the foundation takes a long time and it doesn't look like it's getting big, but the bigger, better, stronger the foundation, the bigger, better, stronger building or business for the future. Now, bottom of 85 and 86, even though sacrificing some things is necessary, there are some things you should not sacrifice in order to have a successful business. Your faith, family, integrity should always come before your business, not only because they are the most important things in your life, but also because you can be a better business person with them than without them. Your faith can give you strength to continue when times are difficult. Your family can serve as a constant reminder of why you're in the business to begin with. And your integrity should be so central to who you are and what you do that it cannot be compromised. You must never trade what you want most in life for what you want now. So explain, in your own words, what you're willing not to sacrifice for success in business. So write them down. What are those things? So they become boundaries, they become rules, they're not an option. You have to decide before these things happen that if someone is asking you to lie or to give you something for free and they're not supposed to, or you catch them stealing, whatever it is, you have to decide now when those things happen what your reactions are going to be. Because if you wait in the moment, it gets much harder to make the right choice. Let's continue on 86. So here's a success story I want you to read. It's about Peter Caro. He's a top graduate from the Academy of Creating Enterprise in the Philippines. He came to the academy shy and quiet, but his life experiences had prepared him for the hard work of growing several businesses. So Peter was born in a poor family, was doing everything right, but still was broke, but had a flash of inspiration about a tricycle. Let's follow the story on 86. So he used this tricycle to taxi people around the city. He learned carpentry, welding, masonry, plumbing. However, he and his wife still need more money. So after having the opportunity to study business principles at the Academy for Creating Enterprise, Peter returned to his town a new man. He was offered the opportunity to operate a Cellular City franchise. He didn't have enough money to buy the franchise, so he started gathering money from friends and family members with the promise to repay the money as quickly as he could. The early months of Peter's business were difficult. He worked very long hours. His wife worked with him as his bookkeeper. During the day, they worked in the business. At night, they worked on the business. They worked while others slept. They fought to remain positive while others doubted their chances for success. But finally, the sacrifices began to pay off. The cat sat. Other people doubted him. They probably said mean things. They probably pointed fingers. They're probably going to say, I told you so, getting ready to. That happens. You have to be ready for that. Surround yourself with the right people. Spend less time with the negative people. And if you have to spend time with these negative people, don't let it get to you. Just kind of smile inside and say, watch me. That's the key. Let's continue. Peter's single franchise selling cell phones became successful fairly quickly because of the long hours and hard work Peter put into it. Then he expanded to cell phone accessories and calling plans. Once that franchise was successfully established with good systems and dependable employees, he opened a second franchise. After that one had expanded, he began branching out to other businesses, a print shop, an advertising agency, a travel agency, a water purifying business, a bag making business. Altogether, the businesses now have more than 5 million pesos of operating capital. And you hear these stories all the time. Surround yourself with these stories. Same thing. was hard, didn't think you'd make it, you made it, it was worth it. That's the theme to all these stories. Let's continue on 86, 87. Peter looks back at the hard work and sacrifice of the early years and without reservation says they were all worth it. That his current success could not have been possible had they not struggled so much at the beginning. He learned to work hard, solve problems, be creative, rely on his wife and the Lord to take control of his life, and make his business profitable. He learned to keep doing the right things, even though they were hard to do, until they became second nature for him. The quote from Peter J. Grant, who said, "That which we persist in doing becomes easier for us to do, not that the nature of the thing has changed, but that our power to do it is increased." So the skills he developed while struggling to make that first franchise successful were giving him a sense of confidence that could not have been developed any other way. The financial independence and stability he and his family now enjoy are the blessings that came from sacrifices and faith. So answer that question, what blessings are you ready to see as a result of your efforts to sacrifice? So fill that out, and hopefully you've caught that rough times can be a good thing for a business, for a marriage. You know, the hard times, that's part of the process where you learn about yourself, what you can and cannot do. It actually helps you build that foundation for future success. So keep that in mind. It's not working as perfectly as you want. Continue on 87. Family and business. One rewarding benefit of owning and operating your own business is that you can include your family in your work. In the early stage of your business, you will spend a lot of time at your booth or store or office with so much work to do and only 24 hours to do it. You will need to be creative in your efforts to balance the various aspects of your life. You may find that involving your family in your business is an excellent way to spend quality time with your spouse and children while devoting the necessary time to your business. As a caution, remember that when making hiring decisions, you must be very careful to select employees based on their qualifications and skills, not on their family ties to you. But when it comes to children and spouses, sometimes you can create an environment in which they pitch in and help build the family business without being former employees and incurring undue risk. Did you catch that? I mean, it's tough to hire a family, make sure it's the right thing, but you can get, especially children in your family, to sweep this, do this, help out here. It's part of growing the business. It brings the family together. It's not becoming an expectation they're going to earn X amount of dollars a peso a week that they're pitching in. It's part of the responsibility of being in the family, the key. But this is a great quote as we continue on 87. Successful marriages and families are established and maintained on principles of faith, prayer, repentance, forgiveness, respect, love, compassion, work, and wholesome recreational activities. Working as a family brings family members closer together. It enables parents to teach children how to work hard, how to contribute to family goal, and how to develop skills and build self-esteem. So a lot of benefits there. You teach them how to work, the responsibilities of the family business, a lot of skills that they can learn and take away and benefit to the business, the person, and the family. And answer the questions there on 87. What activities do you enjoy doing with your family? Why do you enjoy them? Does your family work together often? What do you enjoy most about working with your family? What benefits do you see from working together? And you can make it fun. You can make it interesting. You can spread it out. You can equal it out. There are things you can do. Obviously, a 16-year-old can do more than a 5-year-old, but there are different things they can do with any business. Continue on 87. Working side by side with your spouse and children can certainly help your business while also building family unity. For example, your children might enjoy sweeping the floors, washing the windows, taking out the trash, and running errands after hours. Your spouse might enjoy compiling your daily records into a more permanent book or helping you create the products you sell. Ask yourself, what specific things might members of your family enjoy doing in your business? Would those activities allow you to spend more time with them? So answer those questions. It's mapped out. Be simple. What can you do? What can you delegate? What frees up more time for you to focus on income-producing activities, the most important pieces of your business, instead of the little things that maybe you can get someone else to do? Still in 87, your business can become your family's legacy. As you involve your family in your business, you can train your children to eventually take over the business, open their franchise of your business, and especially in certain aspects of your business like accounting or purchasing. Rudy, an Academy graduate, is doing just that with his son, Omar. And that's the thing. They can learn every little piece of the business, so when they need to take over or you're not available, they can do it. Sometimes families think, well, I don't want to start there. I don't want to learn that. I don't want to sweep the floors. No, we learn how to do everything. I had a good friend growing up that family had a franchise. It was hamburgers, hot dogs, The French fries, the whole thing. And when he started the family business, he started at the very bottom, cleaning up and then taking the money and then learning to cook, because you need to learn all those things to help run a future successful business. So let's look at that story at 88. Not long ago, Rudy started a business selling industrial and household water filters. Rudy's teenage son Omar was excited about his father's new business, so Rudy included his son in the business as much as possible. It was not uncommon to see them working together for several hours each day. Omar swept the floors, ran errands, and visited new customers with his father. Rudy wanted to teach Omar the joys of owning and managing a business. Rudy had a very long-term outlook on the business. He worked hard every day, but his efforts were always applied to building his business into something that could last for generations. He viewed the business as a vehicle that would help him break out of poverty, something he could leave to his children when he died, something his family could own and operate for decades to come. He wanted to eventually turn the business over to his son, so he included Omar as much as possible. Rudy recalled one day after collecting payments for some water filters, he looked at his son and asked, "Do you think we could have ever earned that much money in a day if we were working for somebody else?" Omar smiled and agreed that a real job never would have paid as much money. Later that week, he also visited a grocery store together on their way home from work. They walked from aisle to aisle, picking out foods they needed without worrying about the price. They didn't spend money on frivolous items, but they got everything they needed, something they never would have been able to do before Rudy started his business. So think about that. That's where you want to be. He's teaching his son. He's going through the steps that they need to. They're not worrying about day-to-day issues like they used to. So think about, how do you want to create yours? What do you want to do? We're going to answer some questions, but let me finish the story there on 88. Although Rudy's family had lived in poverty for generations, they are now living comfortably. They have a house and land, a car, and a business that makes a profit every week. And with hard work, diligent teaching, and a little bit of planning, Omar and his siblings will enjoy the same blessings when they have families of their own. And so will their children and their children's children. So these are the questions. What daily stresses have been eliminated because Rudy started his own business? What important lessons has Rudy taught his son because he's working on his family business? And then I'll add to that, what about yours? What do you want to teach? How do you want to create that? You have to think about yours and visualize that success. Because remember, you have to create it mentally before it happens physically. So final assignment there on 88. How can your business be a legacy for your family members? You've now reached the end of this workbook. You may have started reading these lessons with a simple question. How can I provide a better life for my family? We hope that you better understand how establishing a profitable business can change your life. In fact, we hope your life is already changing because you are already applying these lessons in your very own business and seeing results. As a way to help you review what you've learned about your business and personal goals, please write a letter to your children and grandchildren explaining why you started your business and working so hard on it. So write that letter. Let people know it's for their future. It's not just you. It's for your family. It's for your future. Write that letter. Even if you don't send it, at least start it. Write it. And then eventually you want to send it out and say, look, this is why I'm doing it. This is what I'm learning. This is where we're going. Come on board. We're going to change the future. Then at the top of 89, focus your attention on why you feel having a business is important. Also discuss the blessings of prosperity and stability your business is starting to bring to your family. Make this a truly personal letter. Include personal ambitions, record your true feelings, and give concrete examples of how you expect your family's life to change or how it already has changed. Explain what new habits you are developing in your life to prepare for your success. For example, maybe you want to explain the sacrifices you're making now, short term, so that you may have success long term. You may want to explain the conditions of poverty that you come from so the future generations can understand how you helped break the chains of poverty. So make it personal. Start taking notes. What do you want to say? Especially that one part, if you look generations down the line, they might not know the poverty or the extreme conditions that you've come from. People just don't know that. They always think it's been this way. So be detailed, where you're coming from, where you're going, and start mapping it out and eventually write it and send it out. So bottom line, in order to become prosperous and better provide the necessities of life for your family, you have to make many initial sacrifices. You remember to put the Lord and your family and your integrity first. Your other short-term sacrifices will eventually pay out and help your family prosper for generations to come. So there you have it. That's the module. We'll talk about the next steps, where to go from here, but I wanted to talk about the most important things, especially in developing countries, that really tends to hold people back. You can learn all these skills, understand the rules, the commandments, how they're all set up, but you have to do them, you have to apply them, and you have to believe them and believe you can do them. So I want to share a study by BYU.edu. This is what BYU researchers found: how a switch to a growth mindset is helping empower entrepreneurs in developing nations. So let's go through it. I'm just going to read it to you. Although millions are spent each year on entrepreneurship training that is intended to help alleviate poverty and elevate the quality of life entrepreneurs in developing nations, these programs often fail to make an impact. Through the support of BYU's Ballard School for Social Impact, BYU professors Shad Morris and Chad Carlos, along with 3 other colleagues, went to the Tanzania School Action Fund to see if they could help figure out why these entrepreneur trainings were not producing the results they were hoped for. See, they gave them all the rules, step by step what to do, but there was something missing. Let's continue. In order to assist, they carried out this extensive research project that involved field interviews and randomized control experiments with entrepreneurs for several villages in Tanzania. So they want to talk about, they created this extensive project, looked at several villages in Tanzania. Initially, the researchers suspected that perhaps the training material was too complex or not well suited for the context. However, through their interviews, they discovered that training recipients understood and retained a knowledge of these principles learned in the previous entrepreneurship trainings. But few put the knowledge into action because they lacked the confidence to apply the new information and skills they had learned. So let's back up. They understood it. They had the rules, they knew what to do, but they didn't have the confidence to take that action. Is holding a lot of people back. Don't let it hold you back. Let the current reality or current fears be stronger than future what-if fears. We've talked about this, but getting that confidence, that assurance, belief, that conviction that you can do it, you can see other people do it, you have other people around you that are going to help you, you have the Success of Money Foundation that's going to help you, you can do it. Let's continue. A lot of entrepreneurs were saying they didn't believe in themselves, they didn't think that they had the ability to be successful. They would tell us, if God wanted me to be rich, then I would be rich. Or my neighbor is smarter than me, and I'm sure that they can do this, but my family has always done things this way, and that is what I'm destined to do. Those interviewed by Morris, Carlos, and their colleagues who were more successful in their respective businesses said that their success was due in part to their belief that you have to try things and realize you're going to fall short along the way. Hopefully you caught that. Right? They knew there would be some failures along the way. It wouldn't work out perfectly, but you have to try new things. And anything you try for the first time is not perfect. Or the second or third time, whether it be sport or singing or speaking or starting a business, that's how we learn. But if we always get paralyzed at what if it doesn't work and we never try anything, that'll paralyze us and we never get going anywhere. It's okay to have 3 or 4 failures. They don't make you a failure, but you've learned, you've grown from them, and that's the key to being successful. Let's continue. It was that response which led the researchers to conduct an experiment testing whether providing growth mindset training, in addition to business skills training, would help the training recipients overcome the psychological barrier that they were incapable of applying the skills that they had learned. While a growth mindset doesn't solve all the problems related to poverty, such as lack of access to capital, education, or healthcare, it teaches that talents can be developed and failure brings new opportunities to learn. It's all about helping people understand that they have the ability to do hard things, overcome challenges, and learn from those challenges. Morris said this helps them accomplish their goals through trial and error. We can do hard things. We can get through it. You're stronger. You're better. Did it hurt? Did it sting? Maybe. Was it painful? Was it embarrassing? Maybe. But you did it. You're better. That's how you grow. Look at successful people in business that were probably starting where you started. They had to learn a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. You can do the same thing. The results of the experiment found that there was indeed a significant impact of the growth mindset training in improving the confidence of training participants. This bolstered confidence ultimately led to participants to take more action in applying new skills in their business. The implementation of the growth mindset is helping to counteract something known as the scarcity mindset, the idea that not having enough of something such as measurable resources, ability, which plagues necessity entrepreneurs in places like Tanzania and prevents them from becoming more successful. The scarcity mindset dwindles our ability to plan long-term because we're just in survival mode. So that survival mode, got to do it today, get it today. We're not thinking big picture. That can really hold us back. Got to do it now, got to do it now, got to do it for today. Got to earn enough for today instead of expanding for the week, for the month, for the year. A big part of this. Continuing, people exposed to short or long-term poverty developed a scarcity mindset because their cognitive bandwidth is overloaded with immediate concerns, leaving little space for the exploration or evaluation of a broader set of alternative actions. For example, the effort of getting enough money for food to eat today prevents creative planning for future food sourcing. Researchers found that those who worked on changing their mindset from scarcity mindset to growth mindset saw an increase in self-confidence and were able to break their previous habits of when they saw risk as a danger rather than opportunity to create something new. So look around you. There are successful people. You could do this. There's millions of millionaires in the world. You're like, oh, wow, okay. So people do it. If they could do it, you could do it. That's a big key. Change some of your friends, get more positive friends, get more successful friends. We've talked about that. And careful how you talk about successful people. Well, happens all the time when people see someone successful. Oh, filthy rich, money's the root of all evil. They're not happy, they're divorced, they're not going to heaven. Not true. When you see successful people, say good for them. I'm next, but good for them. That's key here to get past this scarcity to abundance. Because if you're making fun of people that you want to become like, then you can't become like that person. That's just how it's set. Let's continue. Beyond the implications of entrepreneurship training, Carlos sees that these findings as important for teaching and learning more generally because knowledge alone may have limited impact. If individuals do not have the confidence to take action applying what they have learned, if we want to make a difference as teachers, parents, and leaders, helping others to develop this confidence, act on what they have learned is critical. And that last piece, believe in yourself, believe in your worth, that you are a child of God is essential. Once you start believing that you know that you can improve, grow, and do better, that's when you'll see the change. You're DNA coded for greatness. You've got this. You can do this. I believe in you. Start believing in yourself. Develop that confidence. Small little victories. That's the key. Don't let the negative friends pull you down. The family members that Ed does who always have something negative to say. Again, either spend less time with them or use it for motivation. When they say, yeah, no, they're negative, so just kind of meant to say, watch me. That could probably possible. And remember, too, to all those negative people, that success is your best revenge. You don't have to say mean things. Just make it happen. Make sure what they're saying is not true, that you're going to prove them wrong. That is the key. So those are the 12 sessions. So what are the next steps? What do I want you to do? This is what I want you to do. The first one, do it again. What? That took a lot of time. Yeah, every time gets faster, easier, better. Starts to cement in your mind, becomes real. Do it again. Do it again. Keep doing it. How many times? Until you're successful. Until your business is where you want it to be. That's what you keep doing it, follow the program, keep doing it. So keep following the modules. Next thing, continue to benchmark the people around you that are successful. Maybe with their family, maybe with their mindset, maybe with their business, maybe a similar business, even a different business. Start benchmarking, watching what great people do when you're at the supermarket, when you're in the store, when you're at the mall. What do you notice? What can you add? What can you implement? What can you adjust to your business? Keep benchmarking. That's what great people do. You can figure it out on your own, but why? Other people figured it out. That's the key. Next area I want you to work for as far as next step, keep working on your personal development program. I'd recommend at least 30 minutes a day. It could be audio, it could be video, it could be these programs. You have access to the Success and Money Foundation, all the free trainings there. You have these trainings, so keep learning, growing. Getting no time to figure it out on your own. Every challenge you're going to face in life and business, someone's faced it, overcome it, written a book about it. So find the book, find the video, find the audio, find the mentor. Take the shortcuts. That's the key. We've talked a lot about mentors and helping you out. Keep doing it. Because in life, reality is you should always be mentoring others when you become successful and have a mentor on the areas you need to work on. That's how greatness happens. Final one, keep working on reprogramming your mind. Remember that last arc we talked about, it was the confidence. Oh, it works for others. My family doesn't believe in me. I don't have enough education. I don't have time. I don't have enough energy. What if they say something mean? Can we keep going? No. All you need is a reason, not excuses. Excuses, that causes you to point fingers and you'll never make it happen. But when you have enough reasons, think about your family and your future and getting out of poverty, make it happen. Make your reasons for success bigger than your daily excuses. But that confidence, work on your mindset. It's not going to be, oh, I'm done. It's something we work on all the time. We've talked about a lot of different ways to do this through these 12 sessions. You can go through Millionaire Psychology. That's also the Success and Money Foundation to learn this mindset, learn the skills that you need to have. You've got it. You can do this. Make it happen. That is the key. You're DNA coded for greatness. I believe in you. You've got this. You've got your next steps. Let us know how things are going, because we want you to be successful, to bless your life, your family's life, future family's life, and make the world a better place.
Thanks, Kurt. We love what Kurt's teaching on the creating family prosperity and making more money with your small businesses. That's crucial. That's step number 7. Thanks, Kurt.